Okay, let's get into it. A couple of things I wanted to hit on prior to starting this. First things first, I just want to get this out to you very early. It's Veterans Day tomorrow. I'm definitely treating that as an off day. As you know, I don't like to look at the charts when I don't need to. I'm very big on that. All the hard work is put in when the market is closed. So I do not plan on opening my charts until Wednesday morning. I don't know how it is for you guys, but here in Los Angeles, it feels like summer. So just gonna take my mom out to lunch tomorrow, go bike riding at the beach, just enjoy the day off. So I really recommend you doing the same. And a couple of things that I wanted to hit on. So I've been getting asked over the past couple of weeks to live trade on YouTube or a Signals chat. First things first, our channel's starting to grow. Our subs are going up, our views are going up, and I just want to really emphasize on this. The entire point of my channel, and my content, and me is to actually educate you and help you grow as a trader. I do not care to make money off of you. My whole goal and my whole purpose is to teach you, not make money off of you. I could care less about that. That's not my goal. I've said this in the past. I believe that the trading community is very toxic. You don't know what to believe, what not to believe. And whether you know it or not, when you are a young trader and you're starting out and you're looking to learn, you are taken advantage of because people know, hey, they're hungry. They're looking to make money and they'll spend on this Discord over here. So to each your own, I really wanted to hit on that. I don't care to have a signals chat and all that stuff because that's not helping you, right? So if you utilize everything that I'm giving you, and like I said, I'm giving free game, my live trading, my pre-market game plans, my trading recaps, those are things that's actually educating you, right? How much does that cost you? Free 99. So that being said, if you utilize those things, you will take off as a trader. You will be an independent, consistently profitable trader, and that's the goal. One of the reasons I don't want you to fall victim to a signals chat as well is an example that was given to me is, let's say me, Markel, I have a signals chat, right? And I'm sick for 3, 4 days and I don't trade or I don't show up, does that just mean you won't trade and not make money? If I have a death in the family and I'm gone for a couple of months, I just want to take time off, does that mean you just no longer make money for a couple of months or don't trade? You see what I mean? So I'm genuinely helping you to become an independent trader. Now, the pre-market game plans, right? That's a great example. The analogy that I'm going to give you here is school and trading. That's a great analogy that was given to me, and I'm going to pass it on to you. So, exams. When we have an exam day or midterms or finals, what does the professor or the teacher do? Hey, we got a study guide. Here's your study guide. Study the material for this exam that is coming up. If you study the material on exam day, you should be okay, right? That's all you have to do. The pre-market game plans that I give you, that's your study guide. That is your study guide. That's why I try and get them out to you as soon as market close so you can look over them and study them going into the following day. On on session day, right? Live trading session day, when the market opens and that bell rings, it is you yourself in the market. I gave you the blueprint, but it's up to you to execute, right? I'm not helping you if I have a signals chat and I'm telling you when to buy and when to exit. That's not helping you become a better trader. That's not helping you become an independent trader. That's actually hurting you in the long run. So when you enter your trades, when you exit your trades, what do you scale in, scale out? Are you correlating the overall market to that individual stock you're looking to trade? Are you seeing divergence? Are you skipping a trade because you don't believe it's worth the risk? All those things are on you. I'm giving you the blueprint, but those are things on you to do. So today, prime example, if you watch today's live trading session, someone said, hey, Cal, like, bro, I made 40% today on an Apple trade because of you. No, brother, you made that because of you. I gave you the blueprint, but it's up to you to put on the risk, right? And trading gets very different when you actually have money on the line. So it's up to you to put on the risk. How do you manage that trade when you're in it, right? Can you sit in it? Can you sit in the drawdown? Did you scale in too heavy, too light? Those are all the things that you have to do on your own in order to become a better trader. So I just wanted to hit on that. Like, my whole goal here is to actually help you and take off. That's the goal here with this channel. I don't care to make money off of you. I don't care to do any of that stuff, right? I want to be the person that actually creates a positive community where you can come here and learn. Simplicity is key. As you see, that's how I trade. Everything is very simple. So wanted to hit on that. I hope that helps. Thank you for the love, support. Everyone who's joining our community, welcome. And let's keep this ball rolling. Let's keep this momentum going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if anyone else is unsure about trading and they're trying to learn, send them my way because they're going to learn for free. Like I said, I never liked the idea, and to each their own. When I first started trading, it was like, man, I love this person's content, but I can't afford $100 a month to join their community and learn. I can't afford $200 a month to do that and like get access to their modules and this and that. Here you can. Here you don't have to worry about that. So my advice, like, hey, if you really want to be serious about this and you want to learn how to trade and become a consistently profitable trader, you're going to learn it all here for free. And that's my goal, full transparency, and to give back to the community. So hope that helps. Now that we're done here in Kale Talk, let's get into this. So today was a beautiful day all around. Analysis all around, spot on. Let's get into it. Now, once again, we start the week off on the overall market with a gap up, and that's fine. So the game plan today on the SPY, which I really wanted, was a pullback long off of 673. That was the pre-market game plan, or break and retest over 679.85. So obviously we didn't get that pullback long. I was hoping we did. It seemed like we were going to, but we didn't, right? So we still have a gap to fill. But if you were able to stick around, I mean, look at this beautiful break and retest over our 679.85 on the dot. That is beautiful. So I know some people come in and they trade during power hour, which is pretty much the last hour going into the session ended. So if you're able to catch this, or you actually stuck around, beautiful. I mean, beautiful break retest over this thing. Now, like I said, the 673, that was the dip buy. that was the dip buy. We still have a gap to fill, so hopefully, we can expect some type of pullback to fill that gap. But remember, the trend is your friend, the dip is your friend. So on Wednesday, this is valid. I'm looking for that on SPY. I am looking for that over 679. If we want to stay heavy, then we could just look for a pullback long off the 673, which I really would prefer. That being said, I mean, clean market structure. Support, support, support. We break under. We turn this into resistance, 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 break, retest. We want to turn this back into support. It's really that simple. So coming into Wednesday, looking for a long over 679.85 or a pullback long over 673. Like I said, we know we are bullish bias on these names. We are not looking to short any of these names. Qs, very solid here. Something I've been trying to teach you. And some people have been picking up on it, and it's really cool to see. What's one of my favorite setups? You guys know this. When we pull back to a key level, we fail that key level, we reclaim it. And what does that do? Say it with me, fuels that move higher. That's no coincidence. That's because people are getting squeezed out of their positions. That's trying to short this name. They're getting squeezed out of their positions. And when they do, it fuels that move higher. So that being said, I mean, a beautiful break and retest on QQQ over 618.45. And this was clean upside. I mean, this thing just trended to the upside. Keep in mind, these are 2 minute candles. So beautiful. Even if you sat in this to the high day, you got paid. We broke above the high day, turned that into support and continued higher. So like I said, we're bullish bias on all these names. So on Qs, keep in mind, this is also another name that has a gap that has not got filled. And actually, I'm going to go here on the daily. There's something I've been breaking down on the Qs that I've really been paying attention to. So on SPY, we got the break and retest on 673. We know that. Is it 673? Yeah, 673. But on SPY, on Qs, this 612, the 612.80, if you notice, we never got a solid break and retest. We keep flirting with it. We keep opening up around it. We keep falling under it, but we have not gotten one of these, just a clean break and retest. Remember, we ended up gapping above it. We pulled all the way back, but we failed under it. And then what did we do today? We gapped above it. So this is the dip buy, the 612.80. As we know, we're bullish bias, but we still haven't got a clean, break and retest off the 612.80. That's something I'm still looking for on the Qs. Hopefully we can get it, right? Like I said, we gapped up. We gapped up again over this level. You can see once and now twice. So that's still a key level to take a trade off of that I am eyeing, that I will be eyeing. But on Wednesday, you can see we ended up getting a clean break and retest off of 612. I'm sorry, 618.45. So you're just looking for a pullback long off the 612, 618.45, or a pullback long off the 612. For me, this 612 is the A plus long. This is a gap fill. I'm expecting this to come back. Hopefully it does, but this is a gap fill play that we're looking for. Now, the same thing that I just broke down on the SPY, this is a valid long over this. That's a very valid long. Resistance, resistance, resistance. We want to break that and turn this back into support. Old resistance becomes new support. That simple. So we just want to see this level turn into that. See that? We broke, retest under that. It became resistance. Today, we broke above it, moved higher, became back support. That's all we're looking for. So on Wednesday, you're either looking for this, looking for that, or a break and retest over 626.60, targeting all-time highs. But as you know, we're not looking to short any of these names. Tesla, nothing going on Tesla. I set an alert at 450 today, just to see if we would actually get above it. Not looking to take a trade long on this name until we break over 466. But I mean, we're still bullish bias on this name. It's just not doing anything. It's just not doing anything. You can clearly see that. So we're still bullish bias on this name as long as it's not selling off. But you can clearly see all these other names, these tech names look beautiful, trending, breaking higher, literally everything except for Tesla. So Tesla's doing his own thing. We're just going to be patient, wait for that trade to come to us. NVIDIA, I mean, on the dot. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If you watch today's live trading session, you actually see, this trade play out in real time. It's no coincidence. So I made the correlation that Qs and NVIDIA, they are in sync. So moving forward for the rest of the week, that's something that I'm really going to pay attention to because it's been very hard to really find divergence on Qs and NVIDIA. These two things are pretty much identical, but this was the pullback long, and you can clearly see that was a perfect entry if you caught that swing trade into today, right? I mean, like I said, we're just playing pullback longs. So coming into today, the game plan was a long over this 195.60 or a pullback long at the bottom of the range. Clearly, this setup, right? Break, retest, early in the morning session over this 195.60. We ended up getting this on the dot. We had one red down close candle, buyer step up aggressively and push this thing higher. So if you're able to catch that, that was beautiful. Now, what do I always say? One of my favorite setups is when we fell a key level, we reclaim that, and what does that do? Fuel that move higher. I mean, that is beautiful. That is textbook. We know we're bullish bias on the same, so we're not looking to short. Now, coming into Wednesday, there's two things that I'm pretty much going to be looking for on NVIDIA. Now, this is my no trade zone because it's just a very tight channel, and as you know, I don't want to be in this. Give me one sec. I don't want to be anywhere in this. That's my no trade zone. So on Wednesday, I'm either looking for this to occur again. Keep in mind, right? This is a gap. We gap today on a lot of these names. So if we just want to have a heavy day, we're just going to wait for this pullback long off of 190.10 or a break and retest above this 205 targeting all-time highs. That is a very valid shot. Like I said, if we enter up here, we're pretty much late to the party. So we want to look for these dip buys. Friday on a lot of these names with the A plus long dip buys, why the trend is your friend. And like I always say, you want to be in a trade down here before we get back up here. So on Wednesday, really the two key levels I'm looking to go long off of, I guess technically three, is 205.15, targeting all-time highs, a pullback long off of 195, or this gap fill play and a pullback long off of 190.10. That's really the game plan on NVIDIA for Wednesday. Apple, I'm gonna keep taking the setup if it sets up. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. The game plan today, a lot of people cash out on this name. Go watch that live trading session. A lot of good info there. Was the break and retest over 271.40. That was the game plan coming into today. And you can clearly see beautiful break, retest, good displacement, candle closure, buy stepped in aggressively. I mean, not even a body of the 2-minute candle closure under this. That is just on the dot, and we get a push up into the previous day high. So that being said, if this sets up on Wednesday, I'm taking it again. I've already taken this trade twice in a row. I'm willing to take it again. So let me go here on the daily just to break this down a little bit more thoroughly. Now, Apple, let's not forget. I know I've been saying this. I'm going to continue to say it. You can't forget. We broke this 264.05. We can't forget. We still need that retest. This is beautiful market structure. That is textbook. That is textbook. That is the dip. The dip is your friend. That's the trade that I'm waiting for. So, if Apple wants to stay heavy and it wants to finally give up, this range and fall under 267.10, that's fine. We're just waiting for the pullback long here. Remember, we broke this level, but we never retested that. This is a better RR trade targeting up here compared to this targeting up here. But still, that being said, two key levels that has been, pretty much over a trading week now on Apple is, Wednesday. I'm looking for this, targeting that, or a pullback long off of 264.05, targeting the top of this range and all-time highs. But as you can see here on Apple, we are clearly bullish bias on this name. So really the same game plan that it's been over a week. Just looking for a long over 271 or a pullback long down here at this 264. AMD, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, textbook, bro. This is, look at this. If you felt like you didn't get in here and you felt like you never got a retest, good candle closure here, good displacement. This went red to green. If you felt like that wasn't, a conservative entry, if you would have just been patient and you waited, we pull back, we end up holding market structure. Look at that. We end up holding market structure. Buyer step up, push this thing higher. That was the game plan coming into today. A break and retest over 242.80. So beautiful day on really a lot of these names. Now, AMD is still in play. I really do like AMD. Today, if you watch my live trading session, I actually did not take this trade just because those contracts were so expensive. I'll get into that in a little bit, but keep in mind, just like a lot of these other names, we started with a gap. This is a gap fill. This is a gap on the overall AMD overall market as well. So on Wednesday, what am I looking for? I'm looking for this pullback long again off of 242.80, targeting the top of this range, or a pullback long off of, actually, no, this is a no trade zone for me. Very tight range in here. Very tight range. So two key levels, this 242.80 or this. This is a key level, break and structure level. We see it got defended perfectly on Friday, or a break and retest over 252.90. Now, something that I said is there's a lot of thin volume in here. Straight up equals straight down. Today, we had a really good push. You can see we actually pushed up almost to the top of this range, a little bit more than 50%. So tomorrow, on Wednesday, very valid to look for a pullback long targeting the top of this range. You can look to scale out here at the high day, previous day high, and then hopefully that can do that and continue higher. So one more time, just for the simplicity, you're looking for a long over 252.90. You're looking for a pullback long off of 242.80. This is our no trade zone, or a pullback long off of 225. Very solid here on AMD. All right, now that the main list is out of the way, I want to get into the side watches. Beautiful on Palantir. If you've been with me for over a month, I've been breaking this down. This thing is a beautiful thing to trade. It really is. Let's go here on the weekly, just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. If I've been trying to teach you market structure, this is all normal, right? We trend higher. Give me one sec. We trend higher, consolidation. We're waiting for that next leg higher. That is very normal. So for over a month, I've been saying the only way I'm touching this name on Palantir is over 188, or if we break under 169. Guys, we are bullish bias on this name, and this is why it's very important to trade with the overall higher time frame. We ended up pulling back to 169 on Friday. I've already broke this down. That's no coincidence that this level just keeps getting defended on the dot. That's no coincidence. This is holding us up. If we fall under that, now we're bearish bias because we're falling under that. But that's not the case here. Price pulled all the way back to 169, and look at the rally that it had. So you can see here on the intraday, beautiful, beautiful day on Palantir. I've been saying this is a really good name to trade. It really is. Also, this is a weekly level. That's a big deal. So this is what I mean when I say Palantir can really be clean. Once it gets out of all that crap, all the consolidation has been going through, it's a really clean name to trade. So you can see we got a beautiful break, retest. We pulled all the way back down to 188.37. So a 37-cent risk, right? That's it. Candle closure right under this. This thing pushed up into the high day and continue higher. And as you always hear me say, if I'm taking a trade off a weekly, I'm looking for a potential swing trade. So on Palantir on Wednesday, very solid here. You're going to be looking for a pullback long off of 188. We know this has been our key level here, or a break and retest over 198.80, targeting all-time highs. We're targeting, yeah, this is all-time high. So This thing is still in play. It's still in play. 188 is a key level. If we can get another pullback here, I will be eyeing that, or just a break and retest over 198. But we know we're bullish bias on this name. It's a very clean name to trade. The spreads are tight. Give me one sec. Okay, the spreads are tight. It's a good name to trade. These are good RR setups. Let me show you what I mean. Right? I mean, out of the money, only a 10-cent difference on the spread. The delta is 47, volume's there, open interest is there. So it's a solid name to trade, 100%. So that's really what I'm looking for here on Palantir. But like I said, we're bullish bias on this name. So once again, pull back long off of 188 or break and retest over 198.80. Hood. Now, a couple of things changed on Hood. We are bullish bias on this name. This is the weekly time frame. We are bullish bias on this name. I mean, look how clean this is, right? Continuation, consolidation, next leg higher. This is 100% normal. All this that we're looking at right now on Hood, that's just consolidation. That's normal. We're sitting sideways on the weekly time frame. So you know we're chopping. Look at this. I mean, this thing is just moving higher on the weekly. These are weekly candles, just straight upside, which is wild, right? So we're bullish bias on this name until we fall under this 120.45. Now, I would really be hands off on this name just because you can clearly see we're sitting in a channel. But if you want to trade this name, you're only looking for longs. You're only looking for longs, and you're just taking trades off of key levels. Like today, right? If you played the pullback long off this 133, as you know, as I always say, when we fill a key level, reclaim it. What does it do? Moves that fuels that move higher. So that's no coincidence. We ended up getting that today. So if you really do want to trade Hood, I know some people trade it. You're just looking for the break and retest to the upside. You're not looking to short this name unless we fall under this 120.45. Google. I mean, dude, this thing is crazy. This thing is still moving to the upside. It's almost near all-time highs. They had very positive news last week. I'm hands off this name because, like I said, we're already at the top of the range. I don't want to be anything. I'm sorry, I don't want to be in this name at all, or we're already sitting at all-time highs. So that being said, remember I've been breaking this down. This is still a key level here that needs a pullback long. We're bearish bias on this name until we fall into that. Other than that, everything's just a pullback long dip. So you can either look for that or look for this. Those are really the two key levels here. This 268 or this 256 that I'm looking for a pullback on Google. Everything else I'm hands off. Or right, we just wait for a very clear displacement candle on the daily above this all-time high, and then wait for a break and retest of this previous all-time high. That's another valid setup too. But until then, the deeper the pullback, the better, as you always hear me say. And then lastly, Amazon. So you know your bullish bias on this name. I mean, you can clearly see our 250 being respected on the dot here on the daily. We ended up getting the pullback long to the previous all-time high. Buyer stepped up aggressively, defending that. You can see here on the intraday, right? Our 250.50 got respected perfectly as resistance. So we know we're bullish bias on this name. So if I were you, kind of want to avoid this, and then you're just looking for that, targeting, here and here. That's a very solid setup. If you look at this 250, I mean, clearly resistance, 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 resistance. This is a key level here. This is a key level. So we want to see this resistance turn into support and get that move higher. So you know your bullish bias on Amazon, targeting the upside. So hope this helps. Enjoy your off day tomorrow. I know we've been getting a lot of foot traffic. A lot of people have been utilizing these. It's super cool, to get the messages and get the emails of people cashing out on these pre-market game plans. But remember, you utilize this stuff the right way. I'm helping you become an independent trader. I promise you. I'm giving you the blueprint, but I'm putting it in your hands for you to execute on your own in real time. So hope this helps. Thanks for the love and support. Let's keep this ball rolling. I don't really care about win streaks and stuff like that, but we're on a 6-day win streak. We're looking pretty solid right now. Today we took our shot on Apple. Could have been a bigger day, but I'm very happy with the trade that I took, how I managed it. I know a lot of people caught that Apple trade too, so kudos to you if you caught that. And yeah, let's keep this going.